This is a joint operational activity involving members of the JCF, naturally, the JDF, members of the Island Traffic Authority, members of the Transport Authority, and you have different elements of the JCF that are here, such as narcotics and research for guns and drugs of all sorts. We remain focused and fervent in our activities, ensuring that our road space remains one that is safe and people can travel about their business with relative ease. There are things that are happening and things will happen, but I want to give the clearest of reassurance that this organization, formed in 1867, remains true to its ideals to keep watch by day and by night. We have been doing that 24/7, 7 days a week. And even when we suffer bereavement through the loss of a member, we don't pause to mourn. We mourn and work, all in the interest of the safety of our people. So I want to use this opportunity also to commend the efforts of our hard-working men and women, not just in Area 2, but right across, for the sacrifices that they continue to make on a daily basis in ensuring that our citizens remain safe. We will remain focused, fervent, and naturally, we don't drop these sketches. You can depend on us. The JCF will always be there for you towards your safety, security, and honor.
Listen, my viewers, again, welcome back to another upload. Welcome back to another at Disp on the gravel. So right now, as you know it, there is now in place a special zone of special operation currently in St. Catherine. But you know, so once the Prime Minister, the JLP or whatever, make a little move, the opposition leader always a got upon them too. So when I give you the big question, make we hear what them have to say. PNP fears cost to taxpayers for unconstitutional S0E regulation. The opposition People's National Party PNP say the government may have exposed taxpayers to payments of millions of dollars to citizens who were detained under the S0E, the states of emergency regulation. The opposition has long maintained that the way in which the government has been using the S0E since 2018 has violated the Constitution, and this has now been definitively confirmed, the party said in a statement this afternoon. It was referring to today's decision of the Constitutional Court, which ruled in favor of the lawsuit brought against the government by the St. James taximan Rushane Clark over his detention under a state of emergency declared in the parish in 2018. He asserted that his rights were breached. This court awarded him over 18 million, which the government has to pay. A state of public emergency allows the security force or authorities person enhance powers of search and arrest and limit the right of detained persons to due process. The judge said regulations under the S0E that dealt with the right of freedom of movement and the right of liberty breached the Charter of the Fundamental Rights and Freedom of the Constitution. These regulations were declared unconstitutional as they gave the authorities unduly conferred power to abrogate the fundamental rights of a wide class of persons in society without evidence establishing that they were responsible justified for achieving the purpose of a state of emergency. The three-member panel ruled the opposition said the mandatory awards speak to the magnitude of the state potential liberty where thousands of young people could become claimants in similar cases at a cost that would be borne the Jamaica taxpayer, We reiterate that there are already extensive and sufficient existing legislative tools available to law enforcement to give a grip of crime situation in the country, but the national security situation is being mismanaged by the government. Note the party statement from spokesperson on Justice and Information Senator Dana Scott Malley in the use of the emergent. So right now, my viewers, I tell you the truth, it a go cost a whole heap of people a whole heap of money. It a go cost we the taxpayers a whole heap of money, but if there's a case where it can cripple crime, use what you have to use. We not tell you no say you can't use this and you can't use that. You just have to just use what you have to use and use it to certain extent. Don't overdo it, because when you overdo it, you a cripple people movement, you a cripple the justice. But guess what? We are not politician. We are not security minister. We have nothing to do with that. But anyway, my viewers, people them just come off of the road certain hours. Now bother with the foolishness, so we have to go get detained and we can't get to go on to work and one little thing them. But stay off the road, man. Make sure you have no ID and everything for a written letter from the workplace. So my law abiding citizens them, we don't have no problem. Because we don't always have nothing up and running. Elderly, Old Harbour Bay, Mason found deceased at home. The Old Harbour Bay police in St. Catherine are probing the death of a man at his home in the community. It is being suspected that the 63-year-old Mason, Delroy Reed, took his own life. Me just get up and see him lifeless. I don't know what happened, his common law wife told the news, with her husband's hands on her jaw. He was my younger brother, and we normally work together. I don't know what happened and why he hung himself, said the deceased man's grieving, stricken brother Albert Reed. A sister said she was sudden and was in disbelief. Our parents have 14 children, and I can't believe that him couldn't talk to one of us if there was a problem, the woman said. The body was removed to the morgue. Further investigation will be done to know and see what was the problem, why this man had taken life. Vendors in Spanish Town out but still shaken by gun violence. The streets of Spanish Town in St. Catherine was buzzing with sellers and commuters on Friday morning or should I say, was customary before the outbreak of gun violence earlier this week. Businesses were forced to close on Wednesday following a brazen daylight attack on Tuesday in the market district that resulted in 3 people being taken out, prompting the security force to impose a 48-hour curfew. Vendors who ventured out in the area admit to just working until half day and then return home, terrified of the worst. It was a different picture today, with business and vendors out in full force. This came as Prime Minister Andrew Holness today declared a state of public emergency for the parish of St. Catherine. The security measures, which gives the military personnel and the police greater authority to search and arrest, can only be in effect for 14 days and require the consent of both House and Parliament. Despite the increase in lawlessness and opposing gangs engaging in gun violence, some vendors along French Street, Oxford and Burke Road told the news that they couldn't afford to stay out of business.